And here we are, the granddaddy of all quantum weirdness. The infamous double slit experiment. The electron decided to act differently. As though it was aware it was being watched.
But then a completely new fundamental property of the universe was discovered. An anti-gravity force present in space itself. It is called the cosmological constant. And when cosmologists calculated its effect on the evolution of the universe, they realized it had to be very finely tuned indeed.
The real death of Darwinism comes from lots of reasons, but not the least of which is microbiology. Advances in microbiology, namely the DNA and all that, have dealt the death blow. They put the final nails in Darwin's coffin in a sense. Because the DNA that we now discover is a 3 out of 4 error-correcting code.
Physicists did not want to accept the idea that the laws of nature might be controlled by well, the benevolence of nature.
What do you think is the possibility that intelligent design might turn out to be the answer to some issues in genetics or in evolution?
It could come about in the following way. It could be that at some earlier time, somewhere in the universe, a civilization evolved by probably some kind of Darwinian means to a very, very high level of technology and designed a form of life that they seeded onto, perhaps this planet. Now, that is a possibility and an intriguing possibility.
All scribes were humans, they all made mistakes, and because the printing press was not invented until 1454, no two manuscripts are exactly alike, period. In Bart Ehrman's Misquoting Jesus, a paperback version came out about a year after his hardback version appeared. Within the first 3 months, there were 100,000 copies of this sold. He ended up on Stephen Colbert's report. He was on Jon Stewart's Daily Show, interviewed by NPR and Washington Post, all sorts of places. And they kept saying, wow, this is an amazing book. What are you really trying to say here? And he kept saying, well, theology has changed, and the Orthodox scribes have corrupted Scripture. And so in the appendix to his paperback book, the editors asked this: why do you believe these core tenets of Christian orthodoxy to be in jeopardy based on the scribal errors you discovered in the biblical manuscripts? Notice they don't ask, do you believe? They read his book to say that you do believe this, tell us why. Summarize your arguments. Look at his answer. Essential Christian beliefs are not affected by textual variants in the manuscript tradition of the New Testament. This is a skeptic saying this. This is the guy on whose works Muslims and atheists are basing their wild claims that the Orthodox have so corrupted the text that it must not have been Orthodox at all originally. They don't know what they're talking about, but they're basing it on Dr. Ehrman's work. He does know what he's talking about. I happen to disagree with him about a number of things, but I don't disagree with him over this. In fact, in our 3 debates, at the end of each debate, I say, by the way, I think you agree with me, Bart, that essential Christian beliefs are not affected by textual variants. And I put this screen up. He's never disputed it. He said it. It's in print. He can't deny himself.
I think I'm onto your little trick here, Patrick. Yeah, you're a sneaky little secularist, Patrick. So your strategy for proving the non-existence of God is to systematically rule out every piece of evidence for the existence of God, solely because that evidence could be used to prove the existence of God. What a perfectly reasonable use of the scientific method, Patrick.